I'm David Esrati, and I've been a community activist for 30 years in Dayton, Ohio. I'm running for Congress. I'm also running for Montgomery County Democratic Party precinct captain. Now, those are about two of the largest extremes you can get, from the lowest office to the highest office. And what I want to tell you is you need to vote tomorrow, whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, or an independent. Now you're saying, I'm an independent. I don't want anything to do with the Democrats or the Republicans. Well, that's basically like going into a restaurant with a huge menu and letting other people pick the two items you can choose from when you sit down to eat. If you don't vote in the primary, you get what other people pick. And most of the time, that's an extremist's choice. You want to have influence. And unfortunately, in Ohio, we've allowed the two parties, which are not a majority of voters by any shape, way, or form, control both our districts, our legislature, our gerrymandering, and it's not working. You know that. I know that. So if you lean a little bit more liberal, go get a Democratic ballot. If you lean a little more conservative, go get a Republican ballot. Research the candidates and pick the one you would want to vote for in the fall. Otherwise, you're letting someone else vote for you. Now, there is a solution for this. It's called ranked choice voting, and it eliminates the entire primary process. Somehow, the politicians think you are too stupid to make more than a choice between A or B, ketchup or mustard. They don't want any hot sauce. They don't want any mayo. They don't want any mayo chip, ketchup, mustard combos. They don't want anything. They want you to keep it simple. But with ranked choice voting, you get to rank your candidates from first order of preference to last. And that way, if your first choice doesn't get enough votes to get a majority, you feel good about voting for that person. But no worries, your vote would roll down to your second choice. And if that person doesn't make it, it rolls down to your third choice. Now, they've tried this some places and it works well. Other places, they do it stupidly and only do it in a primary where not that many people go out to vote. Our election system keeps getting more expensive. They spent $15 billion on getting people elected at the last presidential election, that cycle. We are spending ungodly amounts of money on stupid things, when in fact, we could have a voter information system that makes it easy for people to find out about the candidates and to figure out who they want to vote for in one single election. In fact, it would probably be a lot cheaper just to pay for elections instead of leave it up to the rich people to buy the best politicians money can buy, which is what we have now. Now, unlike most candidates, I'm not going to tell you to go vote for me. I want you to go and research all four candidates that are running for Congress to run against Mike Turner if you're voting Democrat. And if you're voting Republican, I want you to go and research all the candidates running for Rob Portman's seat or running for governor. I want you to make a good decision. It's why I believe we need to go vote by mail. Because when you get a ballot by mail, you can spend time researching, looking, ranking, figuring things out. And you want to talk about voter fraud? I think we really need to talk about donor fraud. Because as it is right now, candidates get to self-report donations, and they get it wrong more times than you would like to think. Plus, there's a lot of people hiding and using their money for the wrong purposes. So one of the things I'm pushing for if I get elected to Congress is actual donor registration and take the collecting of money out of the hands of the people that are later going to be pushing the money out to their donors, which is what we've had now. So there are four choices for Congress. If you vote Democratic ticket, there's only one if you vote for the Republican ticket. That's our incumbent, Mike Turner, who's been in there for 20 years. There's a myth about Mike Turner that somehow he protects the base. He works for the base. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, that base isn't going anywhere. Mike Turner, Steve Austria, John Boehner, it doesn't matter who the congressman is. That's one of the biggest bases in the country. The investment we have there is huge. And anybody who is your congressman will, quote, fight for the base. The difference between me and Mike Turner is I'm actually a veteran. I actually volunteered. I went in. I served. Mike Turner went to law school. Mike Turner has been a career politician. He's also become a millionaire somehow. And I'm not quite sure how or why. Because when I first ran against him for mayor in Dayton, that man was driving a Dodge Dart, or it was a little Dodge, and it had a Bush 1 bumper sticker on it. He's been driving a Caddy for a long time since, and that came from somewhere. So, do your research. You can find all the candidates for Congress and links to their websites at www.electesrati.com. ElectEsrati.com. There'll be a link in the comments section to get you to that site. I have a nonprofit called Reconstructing Dayton. We went out and took time to interview 2 of my opponents. The third one we couldn't get a hold of, and do long-form interviews with them. And we also interviewed me and put that up. So if you want to spend 3 hours watching candidates and see what you think, go for it. Just remember, go vote. Tuesday, May 3rd. Polls open at 6:30. They close at 7:30. And make a difference. And make sure you get the full menu of who to choose and not what someone else has chosen for you. Thank you. And one other thing, it'd be great if you would like and subscribe this channel. And I promise you, when I get elected to Congress, I will get on and do a live video every day recapping what I did and giving a chance for you to ask questions and have me answer them on camera. Because communicating with your constituents is a key part of being your congressman. It's something Mike Turner doesn't do. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate those of you who tuned into the live stream. We're going to get better at this, I promise. And thank you, and good luck.